This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Hey, the one in the throne I'm rule. In the rather say they have not Jah. You don't know, say them they are the fool. Hey, there is no other like Jah. Be wise and not Jah a guide. Some can't recognize wicked heart.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Bahamas Air, Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, Going Places, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's and Games, Pindertown, Prince Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, Tropical Gyros, and the Water and Soup.
Clean only when I dirty. That's my reason of this long journey. I'm someone good from you can be around this. Yo, summertime you have to learn to live with it. I am boundaries far who I restrict. Like those who want to fix.
And good afternoon, good day. Happy Thursday. This is a Talking Heads Thursday. Yeah, this is your boy Burley in the house. How are you doing today? So glad to be here with you today. Boy, we can do some stuff today. All right, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you today. We got some things to talk about, but let me tell you how you become a talking head.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Simple, simple, simple. You pick up your phone and you dial 323-6232, 323-6232, 325. I didn't have my glasses on, and I thought I was big man. Let's try this. 325-4316, 325-4316, 325-4259, 325-4259, 1-242-300-5720. And of course, you could always text me if you're too shy to be on the phone. Pick up your phone and text me at 422-4796, 422-4796. And that's how you could get me. Man, I have some really bad luck with both pairs of my glasses. One, I was laying in bed, roll over, and I hear crunch. I break that. Pull out my backup here the other day, was sitting down, had them in my lap, stood up, did not realize I dropped them, and I stood on top of my glasses. So yeah, I'm kind of walking blind till my new glasses get here. How long that'll be? Only God knows, and the people who sending it. So bear with me if I don't see something too good. All right, just bear with me. But let's see what's going on in the headlines, Mr. Producer.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
PM Bahamas will not be dictated to. Davis says national interests will be protected. Bahamians are not engaged in forced labor, PM says. AG says government did its due diligence after SpaceX rocket explosion. They had 8 explosions so far. Bahama to undergo a $38 million in-property improvement. Oh, that's great. In the business section, it says, The Economist says the Bahamas should not comply with OECD minimum tax. The U.S., one of the main sponsors of the OECD, they were never able to legislate it. U.S. President Donald Trump has pulled out entirely. Bahama to undergo $38 million property improvements. 100 signed petition to protect Sampson Keys marine ecosystem. Tourism experts highlight benefit cruise tourism brings to nation. Senator CPC has resolved $15K worth of complaints so far this year. And Jubilee says 2.2 million new visitors to NPIPB website this year. Super. Boy, we got a call already. Let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. Caller, you are on the air. How are you today?
A pleasant good afternoon, Purdy.
Hey, what's up, Sparkalicious?
Right now, going bodacious and all of that kind of thing.
What you saying today?
You know, bodacious is one of them sock boys. But I know I got a couple of years on you, they always say, but I remember back in the day, in the 70s, when I went to the government high, and my cousins, and all of them boys, Larry Ford, and all of macaroni and all of them went to sack.
Yes.
We used to have this thing where we used to make up words, and when we make them up, It lasted so long it became official.
Yeah, you know something. Yeah,
Rambunctious and all kind of
I
things.
remember them days. Yeah, we used to make up, and they became actual part of the conversation.
I think high school was the best time in my life, like any minute say. School days was the best time of
times,
days.
yeah. But it was then in our day, Sparky, it was different. There wasn't no such thing as private or government school. It's just what school you went to.
No, see, I went to the reason I really called early.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the first to call in.
Okay.
So that you didn't tell me I have 2 minutes. Because sometimes I listen on these shows.
Uh-huh.
I was listening on talk shows. Talk shows start up on Monday night with Steve McKinney and Faisal Ford. It used to be named Speak Up.
Yeah.
10 o'clock on Monday night. That's long before Glenville Jones opened up in 19.
Yeah, that was in the late 80s,
94.
early 90s. Yeah, I remember it.
1994.
Yeah.
Glenville Jones, when Human England opened up the talk ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before, only Piddling will go on, and Piddling will have somebody asking him the questions that he died. So he instructed them to ask him the question,
And-
so he could give them his answers.
Until the young lady from the Tribune, I want to say Damianis, but I may be saying the wrong name, asked the wrong questions, and she was never invited back on.
Not only that, well, people, they call him the father of the nation.
Yes.
One of the reasons with the split of it, called the District 8, the thing, President after he came, and I believe he meant well in the beginning as a black Bahamian leader. But I believe that the power and the what we call the crony, after a while, maybe after the first 10 years, power started to set in. And I tell you,
Smell it.
I'm a PLP. I'm always a PLP from I was 18 the first time to vote.
Yes.
In the settlement area.
Yes.
In St. Thomas More schoolroom. I've been voting PLP.
Yes.
I, like 20 Bahamians, in 1992, when I believe it was time to get rid of the baby dictator, a lot of PLPs and FNMs and UBB got together to get rid of Piddling.
Yes.
That's why he wanted a massive destruction. Him and his cronies, who couldn't recall things in commission inquiry, who used to treat Bahamians going on Bahamas there like dogs. When you booked to go on the plane from here to Neutral, but his friend, you had to know what take the next flight.
Yeah.
That's how they used to treat Bahamians. Their own black people, that they told us all about what the white people did to us. When they came in as our boys to save us, they put the same thing on our neck when the man said, I can't breathe.
Well, you guys, you had opportunities long before 92 to correct that, but we didn't correct it. So in 92, things happened, and now every 5 years, we changing government.
But to say the same thing, no doubt that a couple of moments ago, Fenline just came down from Freeport, and we was talking on my son because, I'll tell you this. I just been diagnosed with something heart failure. Right?
Keep you in my
Dr.
prayers.
Dwayne Sands.
I think you'll be all right. I'll keep you in my prayers.
be all right.
You just gotta exercise, take your meds,
Yeah,
and slow down on them brown bottle.
And I can tell you, my heart is only pumping 35% of the blood when it should be pumping.
Then you need to take it easy. Then you can't get excited.
Yes, but see, I have to speak out because I love the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Islands. I'm going to be 74 in May 4th, if God spare my life. But I am not going to go down as a freak. I am not going to sell my nation because me and the Prime Minister is friends. Me and Philip Edwards, Brave Davis, we've been friends from children. He went to St. John's, I went over to D. Gumbanai. We are still friends up to this day.
Okay.
But I will be the first one to tell Philip Brave Davis, if I see him selling on my country, bro, you doing something wrong. I am not going to tell the king he looked good in his garments if I know he's naked.
Sparky, got a call that's coming in, so thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Give you a long time today now. Give you a long time today, Sparky. Good day, Pearly. Text coming in. Good day, Pearly. Please don't let Sparky talk for more than 5 minutes. Other callers with substance want to call in. All right, thank you. All right, no problem. No problem. Be working with everybody today, okay? Good day, Pearly. What's going on? I want watch some of in reference to canceling visa. Trump is going overboard now. I will have to call him tonight. And it's not only us that he said this to. He said, because I've heard comments from the Prime Minister of Trinidad. I've heard comments from the Prime Minister of Barbados. Oh, by the way, boy, listen, when you start talking and asking people questions, you find out how much money they spend to travel. Boy, our Prime Minister can travel. That's all I can say. Because I saw something come out showing with Prime Minister Mia Mottley is paid to travel, which is significantly far less than our office of the Prime Minister spent. Then I saw some figures showing what former Prime Minister Minnis spent while he was his 3-4 years in government. Office of the Prime Minister, not the total federal government, that's the Office of the Prime Minister I'm talking about. He spent a little less than $400,000. And then I saw what so far, $8 million dollars to travel, $8 million. Calling you on the air. How you doing?
First,
Yes, sir.
what's happening, man?
Hey, right in this corner.
Look here. Don't mind Mia Mottley. See, ain't no immigrants can jump on no rickety boat or no plane to go 10,000 miles in the ocean to go to Barbados.
No, not from that country, but other countries too. There's other countries that ain't too far.
I've been there 3 times. Mia Mottley ain't got that problem.
Okay.
She can speak because she is not allegedly a corrupt person. She can say that. You understand me? She got persons working in her country in the local bar, what we go to, with bachelor's degree and master's degree. So she ain't need no Cuban or no.
But she did have Cuban nurses in though. She did have, but like she said, she paid them the same money she paid Barbadians.
Yeah, exactly, above board. But that still don't mean. See, President Trump them got it, even though he got about 7 loose screw in the air, right?
7,
my boy.
Okay.
Trump them got to still be slightly diplomatic. They know just who they was talking to. And like I say, ain't much places in the Caribbean where illegal immigrants is go. Ain't much places. They ain't going that way, but that way. They coming this way and cross the border. That's what they said and who they say.
No, but it ain't, no. Trump talking about Cubans coming to the Caribbean and forced labor. He's talking about. He's not talking about them other people, you know. He know they coming, because they coming to Miami.
Learn the critical thing, Pat. Learn the critical thing. They got to be diplomatic.
Critical or conspiracy thing? Which one is this? Critical or conspiracy thing?
Learn the critical thing. What people say. You open that book. He say he can revoke visas of certain politicians and the immediate family. He ain't ever say he could punish the country, you know. He say immediate, some certain politicians and the immediate family members. Now, taking into consideration, I tell you, me and Monty, them ain't got them kind of problem. Trump ain't mean them people, yeah?
So you trying to say, so you saying Trump mean the Bahamas? That's what you saying?
Exactly. Like my grandmother say, my grandmother say, when you grab a rock and you throw it to park a dog, the one with holler, finish it.
Yeah, that's one to get hit. But our Prime Minister is not the only Prime Minister that has commented on this. I've seen Mia Mottley's comments. I've seen Dr. Crowley, I think his name is, the Prime Minister Trinidad's comment. I've seen all their comments. And they're all commenting on this because the message came to every one of them.
That's why I tell you, Trump them got to be diplomatic. Trump
I hear your point. I hear your point, but I think this on Cuba. This is mainly on Cuba. They have, the Americans don't have no kind of diplomatic relations with Cuba. This is all about Cuba. We getting too friendly.
I telling our Prime Minister to caution yourself when you're talking to Trump and them seven. Caution. Thanks for taking
I see the Prime Minister's mouth is hard, but so I'm not blaming him for that. You gotta harden up your mouth a little bit. You gotta know just how far to carry it though. You can't go over the line too much because some people don't like that. Good day, Pearly. Please don't no, I just read that one. Back to this. Sorry. These strip clubs in Nassau have plenty Hispanic women who's working on forced labor. PM Davis forgot he wrote the U.S. government to pardon a convicted Bahamian human smuggler. He did? And I'm not the white, I'm pearly, okay? I think I look better looking too, I ain't sure, but we'll see. Call you on the air, how you doing?
Hey. How you doing, Pearly?
My
C.
brother.
Allen.
Hey, C. Allen, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah, let me just bring some clarity like what the GNN said, right?
Uh-huh.
We have to understand the wider spectrum of what is happening. And it goes to, you can go back to the Bahamas Outlook, I think it was 16th of January, and the Grand Bahama Outlook, the 13th of February, and understand the geopolitical sphere that's fighting. When you go back to the Business Outlook of January, you heard the Chinese ambassador person or embassy person said that, hey, Bahamas, you need to join this grouping we have. You're the only person in this region. I think they met down in the have yet to join us. And so we also know that Cuba has the support of Russia and the Chinese government based on their structure and the need for influence within the region.
Yeah.
So this is more than a personal attack. This is geopolitical strategy. Because what happens is, even if the sphere of influence is extended to the Bahamas, which it has with the acquisition of the two ports in the Bahamas, and the world is changing. And I tell people, if you understand this, buy the dip. What I mean by buy the dip, if I wanted to gain possession of, say, Grand Bahama or something, I would drive down the value and then buy back. So you have to look at it. You have to believe that the Trump administration has a long-term goal while we're complaining about these immediate pains that we may experience because we fail to properly plan in advance. And so, it's a 4-year term. America and all of the advisors, this is not Trump exclusively, okay? This man has advisors out of the yin-yang, information, data analytics, everything else. And so, sure, there's a group of people in America that will continue with their narrative concerning what Trump is doing and everything else. They were the very same people who were supporting the opposite narrative for 4 years, and they saw no issue with it. The American people have spoken. They judged and found the previous administration wanting those policies. But anyone who really knows on the pundits, what Donald Trump is doing now is not new. If you look at his last term, this is a continuation that would have happened had he not lost the election.
Yeah.
And so the key for us now is to understand the game that is being played so we can move in the position on the chessboard to take advantage of what will become available regardless of who has the chip, whether it be the opposite side of Trump, whether it be Trump that has the chip. But we have to pay closer attention to the Americas because that is where we are symbiotically or whatever connected. So unless we have a plan to sever 90% of our economy from the Americans, we are married with a prenuptial agreement that could leave us bankrupt. And so what we need now is to begin to look and stand in the future. You remember, and I'm sure, Paul, you heard this thing, hindsight is 20/20, right?
Yeah.
The reason they say hindsight is 20/20 is you have the ability to look back and see the decisions that you would have made better or differently.
Yeah.
But guess what? Then you have to then decide to stand in the future. We need leadership that can stand in the future where we want to be and look back to where we are and guide us to there.
Yeah.
And so let's stop complaining. Look at the advantages. This game is going to happen with or without us. Look at what has been trying to achieve and look where we fit in because I see a unique opportunity. The world is changing.
Yes,
and
it is.
Like the BlackRock and the WE say, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. But they're not talking about everyone. They're talking about the unprepared. And so what we have to do, we just have to prepare ourselves because we know what's coming. If you can see into the process, like how you say you play the game, you may say the full guys, you already know exactly how the boxer is going to come in the ring and box you, whatever. They tell him this is how he boxed, this is how he hit, whatever.
Yeah.
Then let's do an analytics of where we are and where we want to be and choose leadership that can get us there. No more rhetoric. Make good choices.
Okay. Thanks, my brother. Thanks for calling. Mr. Medusa, we ready for our first break? We're going to take our first break. This is a Talking Heads Thursday. This is Pearly in the house in Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Give me a shout. Let me know what's going on in your mind today. We'll be right back.
And rich them never know say it would have come down to this. Babylon give them a right, free them money, get them funny, and then brainwash them from them western journey. Babylon give them a right, free the money, get them funny, and then brainwash them from them western journey. We tell them say this redder than red. The way how this red and be a blood and run red. Go tell them revolution a swing over them head. For all vampire this a one ya higher peg. Marcus Garvey did don't come said the man you well said the liberty Italy your like sledge. You want Prince Luka King Selassie and the head and Emperor Selassie and the vision and the Medfisi.
KFC is taking things to crunchier levels with the new barbecue bacon ranch sandwich. Bite into 8 layers of flavor with your choice of a spicy or extra large white meat fillet topped with our premium ranch sauce, lettuce, tomato, smoky bacon, American cheese, and our rich signature barbecue sauce. All placed on a toasted brioche bun. The new KFC barbecue bacon ranch sandwich is here, and it's finger-licking good.
We're still here. Since 1941, the Armory Company has been your trusted partner and one-stop solution for all your business and technology needs. From printers to copier leasing, point of sale to cloud video surveillance, and access control to ATMs, we've got it all. And we ship to all family islands. Call our dedicated customer service team now at 397-1600 or visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street and experience excellence that stands the test of time. The Armory Company. Your success is our business.
Spring is in the air, and so are the rewards. The Water and Sewage Corporation wants to thank you for staying on top of your bills. When you pay a bill in full, you'll be entered for a chance to win one of 3 Easter baskets filled with exciting surprises. Pay in full before your due date. Complete the entry form, and you'll be entered to win. Visit our social media pages for details. Hop to it and win with the Water and Sewage Corporation. Hurry! Offer ends April 17th.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides for flavor that will make your feet dance. Order online or WhatsApp hi to 557-3663 to grab your KFC bucket today. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for The Buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
Hey, the one in the throne I'm rule. In the rather say they have not Jah. You don't know, say them they are the fool. Hey, there is no other like Jah. Be wise and not Jah a guide. Some can't recognize.
Mr. Medusa, I really get asked now with these songs, see, because I don't know what the man's saying. I am saying I know some conscious music, but gotta send me the lyrics so I can at least know what I. Caller, help me out here, caller. You on the air?
You're dead old. You're getting old. That's what it is. You're old. Listen. Because guess what, Freddie?
What's up?
I know what the somebody said, you know. But listen, I called back to congratulate Critical Thinker 2 times.
Okay.
You know me, I on the ground, I GNN, I on the bottom.
Yeah.
Critical Thinking, I'm going to bring you that book smart, they can bring you that middle smart, they can opine that way.
Yeah.
So, between me, Critical Thinker, and 52, we born in the toilet and we grew up on the roof. We shit proof. Between the 3 of us, we can get you. You understand me? So I called to tell Critical Thinker thanks twice. Because he blew the candles this morning.
Yes.
And he do it this evening.
Yes, he did.
Thanks for taking my call.
Did. No problem, my brother. I actually look forward to GNN, Critical Thinker, and 52 calling because they coming from different angles, and I appreciate that. But I think, and I could be wrong, and I stand corrected. I think that the relationship the Americans have with the Cubans isn't the best, will never be the best, and I think that's because we have relations with them We're bringing a lot of nurses in. We're bringing some other needed areas of people coming in, and because they make very little money over it. I had a friend who's making like $20 US a month. They don't make no big money over there. And I think they wonder how is the money being paid. And so it would look like you're getting this X amount of dollars. You're not your money going to Cuba or whatever. I don't know the band. I don't know the details of it. I don't know what it's about. So we need more clarity to understand what they're concerned about. Why they're saying this. And the bottom line is we are losing a lot of nurses in the Bahamas. They're going off to get big money in the States. What can we do to keep them here so we don't need to bring foreign nurses in? That's another question that we need to be looking at and talking about and seeing how we could do this. Caller, you are on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pearly.
How are you, my dear?
How are you?
Thank God for life.
You know what I don't understand? I'm
Help me.
trying to be fair.
Okay.
Okay. I realize that Mr. Trump won handsomely. By
It wasn't
millions.
handsomely. It wasn't handsomely. It wasn't as handsomely as you think it was, but yes, he won.
All right. So did Ms. Harris win millions, because, you know, America is huge.
Yeah.
My thing is, as we sit here and we make our comments and what have you, and we have a right to our opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we must always remember the millions that voted against Mr. Trump, they have a right. They live there.
Yeah.
They must know what they're feeling, and they must know what they're going through.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. And then, may I mention, smart persons like Mr. Cielo, I respect him.
Okay.
He is full of knowledge. He's talented. But boy, he gets on my nerve when it comes to this Donald Trump. Because it seems that Donald Trump can do no wrong.
No wrong?
Many people refer to him as this strong leader.
Some people do.
I see it, you know.
Some people do. Some people like what he's doing. Some people say it's needed.
Listen, I agree. I just said we have our opinions. But the thing it is, right? Strength does not always manifest itself as someone who seems to be a dictator, and I'm just going to show you that I'm the boss, and now I've come, as often people use the expression, like a bull in a china shop.
Well, one thing
Remember, yes, there may be some things that he's doing right, and some people will agree and they'll be happy. But there are many things that he's doing that's offensive.
Yeah.
And hurting people. I don't say Trump lovers no more. I just call them Trump cousins.
Okay.
What about those who are the hurting?
Well, some
Those
of them,
who
you know,
lost their jobs. What about these people?
the president says, there's going to be a little bit discomfort. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to be all right. And at the end of the day, it's going to be fine. Only time will tell.
Let me end like this.
Only time will
Let me
tell.
end like this.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to take up all your time. But let me set out something here, please. And I mean this from my heart.
Okay.
Election is drawing nigh.
Yes.
There are many people who will be offering themselves.
Yes.
And they will come a knocking.
Yes.
Let me make it clear.
Yes.
You could be as talented as you wish. You can be as smart, and I know you have more knowledge in certain things than I do. But let me tell you something now. If you support Donald Trump, do not come knocking on my gate. Do not.
Well, let me say this. My father has had several sisters and brother living in the States, so I have a lot of cousins that live in New York, Florida, Detroit, California, Washington, and ain't none of them Republican. All right? That's good enough for you? So I have to, and we have a family chat that we call Carry On Smart Leads. And the name, that was my father's favorite words to say this, us Carry On Smart Leads. So we have a chat named that, which is there's Thompsons in it from all over the world. Yes. I have to listen to them every day, call Donald Trump, all kind of things. So I understand. Okay?
Here's my reasoning just before I leave.
Uh-huh.
You know my reasoning? It's this. If you can support him wholeheartedly, and here again I have to be guarded because I have no evidence, but they can only listen to what's been passed around. But when I think of that, what they call insurrection, and knowing what I think I know, so if you're coming to me and knock on my gate and ask me to support you, and you're going to Parliament with that kind of mindset where you can break up the place, we blast, not we, but I mean many people blast Mr. Biden. But I wonder if you noticed something. Give the man credit for something.
Yeah.
When he lost, what happened?
He was gracious. Ms.
Harris.
Yes,
peacefully.
very gracious. Yes, peaceful transition.
You want to talk about something? peacefully, as opposed to your man who went around breaking up the face and you'll rude children when they can't get candy.
I got some other callers coming.
Go on.
All right, darling. Thank you. Wow. Call you on there. How you doing? Hello? You gotta be a little patient with me, you know. Caller, you there?
Naughty.
Hey, this why you keep listen, let's get this thing straight. Pearly is the good looking one, Naughty is the not so good looking one, all right?
Right.
All right.
So let me say the question you have to ask, right, concerning who do we pay the nurses, who do we pay the teachers?
Uh-huh.
The Minister of Finance know exactly who he pays.
You see, I did say you heard I did say we have to ask these questions to find out where it's going, right?
Right, and that's what I'm simply saying to you. The very man who speak don't need to check. He should have known for a long time because this is not our first trench of people we hired. We've been doing this for how long? For at least 3.5 years with him.
No, longer than this. We've been doing this from Ingram administration.
With him. Okay.
Okay.
And just for the caller, let me say, right. I thank the GNN, right. But history is relative, right.
Yeah.
And first, let me say, nobody voted. 3 million people or whatever. How many millions of people didn't vote against Trump? They voted for Kamala.
Yes.
And more people voted for this one. They didn't vote against, unless we have some specific thing. But if we look at the history of Black America and look at almost every Black institution for the progression of Black America was founded by Republicans. The flip did not happen. Remember, the Democrats were the ones who fought to keep slavery.
Yes.
And the flip happened during the 60s when they did I call it the welfare deal, when you were promised to simply say, just don't work, stay home, we'll give you welfare, government housing with everything, and keep the man out of the house. And we saw that continue right here today. And so if you look at not the freebie, the socialistic agenda, right, you will see where your real support has always been. You have not been made lazy, dependent, and handouts. If you want to be better, build better. Thank you so much.
I'm loving this. I am loving this. This is super. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Earl Thompson.
Go ahead, my brother. I don't know why you won't call my government name on this air.
Yeah, I thought I said it wrong.
No, say Pearly. Pearly. My radio name is Pearly. I prefer you to say that.
Mr. Pearly.
Yes, sir.
How art thou?
I am right good, my brother. What's up?
Everything cool. Yeah, he's one of them. Donald Trump. I'm glad I ain't got to go run to nobody. I mean, I ain't running for nothing to go to nobody.
Okay.
I hope to hear what the woman say. You know, I wanted to find out. I wanted to find out from you. I think you not old enough, but young enough to be able to remember or be able to teach us who might know, like me. You remember that thing where we had called the contract? What we used to do with America.
Well, hold on. I'm not young enough to know about that, but I heard about it because that was in the 40s.
Yeah. Okay.
And so basically it was what's
the difference with this thing we'll be doing with Cuba? Why I asked?
No, because when my grandpa left Nassau and went to Florida to pick oranges, he was paid a salary then to his pocket in his hand. All right. The question is, let me finish this and I'll let you talk. The question is, in Cuba, they make very little money as a salary. Some make $20 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month. So they're asking, if we're paying, that's for a figure, if we're paying nurses $1,000 a month, is that $1,000 going to the Cuban nurse, or is that going to Cuba and Cuba only giving them something out of that? I think that's the concern there. And I could be wrong, but I think that's the concern there.
But I don't think that's a mystery. I think we know Cuba ain't giving them all their money. And all the countries, the 66 countries, not just the Caribbean, was involved with this, with the Cuban doctors and nurses and educators. I think they know that. They know Cuba
I think they're trying to crunch down on that and say, listen, if a man come here to work, pay him the money. You don't give the government the money, then the government don't give nothing.
I would like to be in that position, but I wonder if that's something they sign on for before they leave Cuba to come to these countries.
They're Cuban nationals, so they live on what their government say. So anybody signing on, is you going there to work?
You think Pearly, could you hear me?
Go ahead.
Do you think they force them and make them come, or that's something they agree for and sign off?
That's the question being asked, and that's what we got to figure out.
Okay, because why I said it right, Pearly, I'm going to need to deal with. Do you know if when our Bahamas was going doing the contract, because some people, the older people say they used to send the money back so they could take care of the children here in the Bahamas and pay their bills. Is it any truth, or they used to give them the money directly? And they used to send the money to the government here in the Bahamas?
No, I not to my knowledge, and I will find out. I will do some research on that and confirm how that was done.
Did you hear Miriam Emanuel today? Because you sound like you're Russian. You hear Miriam Emanuel today on the show?
No, I didn't hear it, no.
She's a candidate. I mean, she's someone who will be a candidate for the Free National Movement.
Okay.
And that's the woman who's to run for Micah, right?
Yes.
I kind of should like her.
She's a nice person.
I think she's strong. I think she get the passion for the people. I know some people might only remember Miriam Emanuel with the counting and the numbers, trying to say how much it was in Parliament. Anyone can make that mistake and have challenges sometimes. I remember for what she say her daddy said. You remember what she say her daddy said in Parliament?
No, I don't.
Out of respect, man. Huh? You remember that? I don't think the women of the Bahamas did like what she had to say, but I respect her. But I wish she get a chance too. I don't know where, but somewhere. And I wonder how far would some of them go who have the passion if they don't get the nomination, if they'll just run independent or run with the COI. What you think, Pearlie? Pearlie?
I don't think I think she'll either run with the Free National Movement, or if she doesn't get a nomination.
Pearlie, if you was running, you get the passion to serve your country and a party what you want as sources, would you still run it, especially if the people them seems like they want you? I hear she was campaigning from October.
If the people want you, if the people want her in that area that she's running in.
But the party got to want her to run underneath the party umbrella.
No, but the party will probably listen to the people of the area because the party won the seat.
Say she was running. Say she was campaigning from October.
Yeah, but there's others who've been there from way back then. At least in that area, I think there's about 5 people.
That Emmanuel lady, she's strong.
She's very strong. She's very strong. But she's the type person. If she doesn't get it, she would still help out. I'm told. Call you on there. How you doing?
3 times I strike out.
Yeah, you strike out this time. Go ahead.
Yeah, but listen, I love that lady. I love the lady who was talking.
Okay.
But see, that is the problem. We as Bahamians have been designed to be passive. You understand me? And to accept almost anything. As long as you the head quiet and you got on a necktie and you got on a coat, you can throw anything on us and call it ice cream. You understand? And we need to get rid of that. See, the problem with Trump, and nobody called today other than Papa to say they Trump lovers. We never say we no Trump lovers. Because I started by saying he got 7 loose screws. You understand? But you pick your fight.
Yes.
You pick your fight. But you tell Philip Brave Davis he can't pick no fight with Trump because Trump know everything about him. That's why Trump directed that at travel. Remember, prior to Philip Brave Davis coming in, we were saying he can't go to the U.S. Now, all of a sudden, the budget caught up by a couple $1 million, the only one in the Caribbean. So who you think Trump talking to?
You know what?
Who you think Trump talking to?
I can let you go. I can let you go.
I can so and get my own show like the Riddler say this morning. But what she must realize, but let me tell you something, Trump ain't the best person in the world. I agree. I agree. But boy, our prime minister ain't want to stand up against no Trump with not being a bowl of fruits, buddy. I can tell you that. Everybody know Brave ain't no bowl of fruits. You understand? So what we need to do, really, sit small and tell our name call. And that lady, she need to be passivity. And Biden must stand up and stay stolen in Pampers, man.
Bye.
We don't need that.
Bye. See, Alan Neem seems to have all the answers to everything on every subject. Why isn't he running for office? He calls every talk show except Rodney's show. What is his profession? He's well-versed, he's well-researched, and if he's reading and studying these things, you can't blame him for that, people. You cannot. You cannot. Why are y'all defending Cuba so much? Didn't they kill 4 PF's military men May 20, 1980, and whom helped us when Cuba attacked the Bahamas? America, y'all better watch yourselves and sit small. We have no say. Just comply with America. Really. Hey, Pearlie, which one you prefer, Trump or Biden? Call you on the air. See, that text is trying to get me in trouble. Call you on there. Before I let you talk, I'll tell the caller, my family are Democrats, so I go where my family goes in the United States. Go ahead. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Yeah, one of my aunties is married to a Thompson, man. So my first cousins are Thompsons, okay?
Okay, good people.
Yeah, but listen, I used to listen to Gilbert Morris a lot and have conversations with him. He often agreed with what I'm saying. I always used to learn. And one of the things he said that I know is true, right?
Uh-huh.
My opinion is not locked. Opinion in motion. according to the knowledge you have or what people display. So initially, I kind of liked Elon Musk, but until the Nazi sign and all these different things, and I'm not going to be against support the anti-Semitism, even though it means it's a language, right? Or the geopolitical audacity that Trump is displaying, the imperialist type. You see, Trump is kind of arrogant. I would agree with that, right? Even on the geopolitical arena, but I don't disagree with everything he's doing, but he is creating a geopolitical nightmare, right? But as it relates to the human people being passive, people have to understand, you don't really gain too much with society. You have to withdraw sometimes. I don't know if you ever heard about Arthur Schopenhauer, a German philosopher, right?
Yes.
What I'm saying is conformity and passivity, right, breeds tyranny. So if you're a passive sheep, and then you will always you will always be subjected to a totalized government. So we have American cousins, right, Pearly?
Yes.
Don't mind me saying "da America," but we have to realize that. I mean, they should have been ahead of China and the other geopolitical influence. But Howard raised I want you guys to listen to this, and because Howard's very bright. Also, Howard said that in short, he was questioning the proliferation of Chinese businesses in the Bahamas and in Nassau in general, in New Orleans in general, right? And so then he made a postulation or a hypothesis that the CCP is funding people to do that. And so you said something very profound also.
What was that?
Cubans have to do what the government say. But that's a no-brainer, Pearly, as if GN is right or wrong. GNN is correct, because if the Cuban government, who paid for these people to go to school, Pearly?
The Cuban, they get free education.
The Cuban government.
Yeah.
So why would you dismiss the fact? You see, being naive and short-minded and narrow-minded and short-sighted is a part of our problem.
I don't think
in Europe, when they passed they raised the pension up to 70. What did the white people do? They started to do it. They had an insurrection.
Yeah.
But we would sit possibly by. But as it relates to the PM, with this, I call it a geopolitical hypocrisy, because different from some of the people in Trinidad, nobody displayed any form of resistance against the WHO and the tyrannical lockdown and the pseudos, the lies perpetrated by the scientists, the status quo, the shutting down of medical intervention and suppressing of medical facts by learned people, and nobody stood up. Nobody stood up. Everybody was on the same curve. All of this dumb foolishness they were talking about had no. Everybody was saying the same thing. So most 99% of the third world leaders were very subservient. But you want me to believe that a prime minister of a country crying in the wilderness by himself means anything to America? It's all theatrics, because what I'm saying is you didn't stand up for us for nothing. So even as we look at all the mandates that they've signed on to, this is just theatrics. That's all it is, Pearly.
It's a geopolitical game. We know that. It's a geopolitical game.
The writing is on the wall.
Yes.
So
but you got to understand too. Not all this thing just about Cuba. This about China as well. China has China's road project around the world, particularly in the Caribbean, is something that America allowed to happen. They allowed to happen, and they're upset about it. And the foothold that China's gotten, they're trying to break that. Basically, that's what it is.
That's what it is. We don't need Jeep and tanks no more. We use wealth. Yeah.
I got some more callers. Thanks. Let me read. I called it on going to let me just read one or two of these texts. For these people who keep talking about a little pressure we just have to endure, how many would be able to survive for these months if we got government fired? If the government fired them with no justification? People are at the threat of losing their houses because they can't pay the mortgage. Some have sick children they can't get treated because they've lost their insurance. Farmers are at the risk of losing the entire planting season. They can sit back on their jobs and Bahama government contracts and talk about a little pain because they ain't feeling it. Yet how much pain is the death of a child? Should they sit back and endure that in this chaos? Because it's reality. Interesting text. Good afternoon. Can we trust the government to be honest with the Bahamian people after being caught so many times lying? Point. His legacy is trapped. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good afternoon. How you doing, man?
I'm good, my brother. What's up?
I'm okay. Hey, Pearly, do you think we really need those nurses? And I heard the Belinda Wilson today justifying that we have 200 teachers, and they're Cuban, and you really need the teachers. And
yes, we have shortages in certain class and certain subject areas in teaching. We have shortages in nursing. Not just Cuban nurses here. We get some African and they get some Filipinos coming here. The problem, one of the problems is a lot of these hospitals in the States are taking Bahamian nurses because they have good money.
Yeah.
All right, so you come here and you make $10 a week. You go there, you make $50 a week. What you can do?
Well, I guess you're going for the more money. I mean, that's if you're broke. Hey, but
it ain't about being broke. It's about taking care of your family, and you study for all those years. You want to be reap your benefit.
I mean, people will take more money.
Yeah.
But in looking at it nationally, right? And what I mean, like GNN said, right? Like Mr. Trump ain't on the play with, and Brave should keep his mouth shut. and furthermore, hello.
I'm here.
Yeah. Furthermore, you know what? Instead of even talking, right? Because like the Bahamas government don't like to act. They don't like to do anything. They wait until things like the hammer hit the road.
Reactive.
And then they start,
we're reacting.
The real deal is this, right?
Yeah, we react.
We're overpopulated. We know that every institution in this country is basically used by the persons who come from Haiti. They bring Haitians in on Bahamas there. What about $100,000 when they were paying to the Bahamas there all involved with this criminal thing? And we hear nothing about it. They only mention the people once. And they go silent, sweep under the rug. Who are the persons who transported that money? They are not Bahamian. They are Haitians delivering money in Haiti. We don't know who they are. A national airline caught up in America. Nobody, all of that is corruption. And why I say we don't need like the doctors and all of that, right? We need to deport people because we have sufficient institutions, doctors, everything, teachers and everything. But we just have a population boom that, I mean, we're like taking care of illegal people. The government is corrupt.
Well,
you don't have no boats coming over no more, right?
Well, we haven't heard of any. I don't know if they're not coming. So we just haven't heard it.
They come by plane now.
Okay.
All right? And I mean, they gave us passports, 800 passports a couple of weeks ago. The Haitians. This got to stop, Matt Brave got to stop this foolishness. Honestly. What is he trying to do? You know what? Fred Mitchell. He made no contribution in this country to life. Have no children, no future. The Bahamians have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and their future is in jeopardy. And they put the future in harm's way. Haitians already show what they're going to do. They already got schools, half of it. Then the Bahamians and the Bahamas government, what they do? Nothing.
You do have a recourse, You do know you have a recourse, right?
Who have a recourse?
You and the Bahamian people have a recourse.
And what is that?
When election come, you do what you have to do.
No. Please, let me tell you something, yeah? As a Bahamian, right? I voted numerous times. And I promised the last re-election I was going to vote. You know what? 2 times I voted. But the last time I didn't. You know what I say now? Me. I'll never vote in this country again.
Then see, my whole thing about that, when you do that, I have a pet peeve about that, personally. This is my belief. You ain't got no say if you don't vote. I don't care how you vote. You got to vote because that's your right.
Yeah, but Pearly, listen to me.
And let your opinion be heard. When you want to call and make noise, you can say, I voted this way and I didn't vote for that.
Yeah. I voted, and I see what these people are, who they are, and what their intention is. They ain't into no Bahamian or nothing. They just want to get into power and do what they want to do against the will of the Bahamian people. And you know what? Radio stations, like they go along with whatever nonsense what the government do to go disenfranchise Bahamians. Look at your station.
Easy now.
You think Trump ain't listening to that?
Right, man, I don't know if Trump personally listening to it, but I'm sure people in the American Embassy listening to it.
Ears on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Ears on the ground, right?
You should have them. You should be.
Ears on the ground, right? And you know what? I tell you no lie. Your station is the only station, right? That have these Creole shows. I mean, we wake up first thing in the morning, you hear Creole show.
We're not the only station. We're not the only station. We're not.
Well, I tell you what. Y'all are basically in cahoots with it.
It's not being cahoots.
If I had a radio station, you know what? I wouldn't do that. If I'm a Bahamian, you can't come, unless we're giving Chinese and every other national.
Listen, we're a private radio station that was given a license. Let me say this. We're a private radio station. We put on what we think is the best programming out there. There is, whether we like it or not, there is an audience out there. All right? And sometimes it's best to to them and deal with them so you could bring them knowledge. Pope Francis said this. Who am I to question a homosexual? Who am I to tell them they can't come into the church? Because if I don't let them come into the church, I can't minister to them and I can't show them the right and wrongs. And it's the same thing if we don't have programs to talk to them, to say certain things to them, how do we get our messaging to them? Because I out of time, I got one more call I got to take. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Let me read this text quick. Trump knows what he's doing by the dip. When Trump asked Philip to take the Asian migrants, he said, no plus. We as a nation is before the Southern District of New York Court right now for drug trafficking. So Philip needs to stop before he gets us all in problems. Pearly, here's what is hidden from the global sheeple and health. The Human Service did not submit a vaccine safety data report to Congress for 30 years. This was brought to light by Informing Consenting Action Network by Robert Kennedy. Robert Kennedy. Tell him, Bemis, I will start a landing page to see if I can get at least 500 people and businesses to commit $50 per month to me until election for my campaign. I will run. Calling you on the air. You're the last say. What's up?
Good day, Party.
How you doing? You got 30 seconds. So sorry to bring you on so late, but you got 30 seconds.
Party.
Yes.
There's a myriad of reasons that yellow-haired orangutan Trump picking on the Bahamas. Yeah.
But understand that was not just the Bahamas. That was the 67 countries. That was the Trinidad. That was the, I think Jamaica, I think, and Barbados and others.
In particular, I'm talking about us, Bahamas.
Okay.
Do you think when he made that statement years ago, but asshole countries, he was referring to the Bahamas?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Anyway, look at that. Where is the biggest U.S. embassy? Isn't it on Shirley Street?
I don't know if that's the biggest embassy. I've not seen it. I have not seen the one in Jamaica. I've not seen the one in Barbados. I don't know if that's the biggest. It is a very nice embassy, yes.
Okay. And they moved us through Queen Street to get from under the Chinese them with bought the hotel, British Colonial Hotel. That's what that move was all about.
I got you.
Now,
you got 10 more seconds. I got a producer looking at me and waving his hand and telling me, hurry, come off.
Yeah, now the floor is, who's leading this country? And what looks so bad is, why the man gone last year and pushed through $2.5 million to purchase the king here, what he know, and they were not trying to say that it was a drug blame.
Understood. I gotta run, caller. I gotta run. The producer on my case. Thank you so much, everybody, for the calls, for the texts, for listening, for your opinions. It's been fun. This is Thursday, Talking Head on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. When we get back, we're going to talk sports. Lots of moves in the NFL. Good game in basketball last night. So when we get back, we'll talk some sports. Also got a guest. We got baseball players coming to talk to us as well. So we see them in a few minutes. This is Pearly on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. See you right after the news.
Some can't recognize wicked heart. Must put them down, burning you with words, power and sound. Yeah, full-time Babylon realize every ghetto youth is element of surprise and wicked heart. We, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Buenos dias. Soy Joe Cuban Willie, and it's Thursday. It's time for my numerology report, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And the 404 today, 10-18, 1018. The 10-18, that's your 404 today. Play it and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friends.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides for flavor that will make your mouth happy and your feet dance. Order online or WhatsApp hi to 557-3663 to grab your KFC bucket today. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
Pinter has a new line, the Sky series of porcelain. It comes in 4 colors, Sky Noir, Sky Gris, Sky Glance, and this one, Sky Azure. As the name suggests, you would think it has a strong blue component, but the blue is kind of like just a hint in the overall coloring of the porcelain. The blue feature runs more or less the center of the tile, and that's surrounded by light shades of gray. The Sky Azure, like the others in the series, needs to be seen to be appreciated. Stop by Pender Thailand and have a look at Sky Azure, one of the 4 in the Sky series.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so it's located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
KFC is taking things to crunchier levels with the new barbecue bacon ranch sandwich. Bite into 8 layers of flavor with your choice of a spicy or original recipe. Extra large white meat fillet topped with our premium ranch sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, smoky bacon, American cheese, and our rich signature barbecue sauce. All placed on a toasted brioche bun. The new KFC barbecue bacon ranch sandwich is here, and it's finger-licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Hey, the one in the throne I'm rule. In the rather say they have not Jah. You don't know, say them they are the fool. Hey, there is no other like Jah.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Bahamas Air, Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, Going Places, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's and Games, Pindertown, Prince Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, Tropical Gyros, and the Water and Sewage Corporation.
And extraordinary. Never see I when I clean, only when I dirty. That's why reason of this long journey. I'm someone.
And welcome back to Talking Heads Thursday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is your boy Pearly in the house. Mr. Producer, the only word I recognize in that song is Babylon something. That's the only word. GN and me are old. But we can see how it goes. Oh, here we go. Right away, welcome back. Let's get right into it today in sports history. Today is Thursday, March 13, 2013. We're 5 days away from the opening of Major League Baseball, my Dodgers and the Cubs in Tokyo. In 1878, the first collegiate golf match was played between Oxford and Cambridge. In 1894, J.L. Johnson invented the horse racing starting gate. In 1954, Bobby Thompson, without the P, Milwaukee Braves, broke his ankle sliding into a base during a spring training game. The Braves replaced him with a rookie named Hank Aaron, and the rest is history. In 1955, Maurice Rocket Richard of the Montreal Canadiens was ejected from a game for fighting. 3 days later, NHL Commissioner Clarence Campbell suspended Richard for the rest of the season. Campbell's decision resulted in 7 hours of looting and destruction of property. In 1960, the NFL Chicago Cardinals transferred to St. Louis. In 1983, Randy Smith's NBA consecutive game streak ended at 906. In 1992, Chick Hearn broadcast for the Los Angeles Dodgers called his 2,500th consecutive Laker game. The streak began November of 1965. In 1993, Oksana Bayul became the youngest world champion when she won the World Figure Skating Championship at age 15. In 1999, A.C. Green of the Dallas Mavericks played in his 1,000th consecutive game, former Laker. In 1999, Phil Housley, Calgary Flames became the America all-time point leader in the NHL when he reached 1,066. He passed Joe Mullen, who scored. 2002, former NFL player Jim Brown began a 6-month jail sentence for vandalizing his wife's car. Brown had refused to undergo court-ordered counseling and community service. In 2007, Mike Modano of the Dallas Stars scored his 500th career goal. And the sports quote of the day, I didn't say the thugs, I said. I didn't say the things, I said, by Yogi Bear. Let's get right into this quick thing. The 2025 CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championship is here. Matches kicked off daily at 2 p.m. at Malcolm Beach Soccer Stadium, and Team Bahamas takes the stand at 8 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday. So they're playing 8 o'clock tonight. Don't miss the semifinals and finals this Saturday and Sunday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Free entry, big energy, and non-stop excitement. Let's go, Junkanoo Beach boys. Let's get right into the home front. Going on in the sports today. We have special guests in here. Remember, we had some certain coach in town last week, and he's here to talk about what that team did in the States. The Bahamas defeats the U.S. Team could reach semifinals with a win over Trinidad and Tobago. And in beach soccer, Trinidad and Tobago is the Bahamas' biggest rival. So let's go out there tonight. Let's pull on. If we win tonight, we're in the semifinals. If we win that semifinal game, we will make it to the World Cup. Raptors, Rays start strong at GSSSA track and field meet. And Bahamian basketball players excel in the U.S. Let's get into the home court. What's going on? What's happening? What's going on? Everything who's in and who's out right now. Who is out? A lot of stuff going on in the NFL. We get into that in a few minutes. But right now we have Coach Len Wallace in town. You remember Len was here. Coach Wallace was here a few weeks ago talking about the team that he was taking to Florida to play. Well, they went there. They did very well. Came third out of 29 teams. We're excited about it, and he has one of his star players, 7-year-old. You can tell me your name? Andrew Wong. And after he could talk, he said, yes. Kingsway Academy. What position do you play, Andrew?
Outfield and short.
Outfield and short. Okay, so you pretty good?
They can't hear you, man.
The people got to hear you. I can hear you. I can see you.
Yeah.
And how was the trip? Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, and you played well?
Yeah.
Okay. So you like baseball?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite team?
Yeah.
And who's that?
The Houston Astros.
The Houston Astros. Oh, you and I can't get along too well. I don't like the Astros. I'm a LA Dodger fan. And who's your favorite player?
Altuve.
I don't know why Faye's going to say that. And if you have to have a favorite player, Jose Altuve, you know he's moving to the outfield this year. He's going to be playing left field. You know that? You didn't know that? Yeah, they're moving him to the outfield this year. He's been trying. I don't know if it's going to work out, but he's been trying from second base moving to the outfield. From my understanding, he's doing pretty well there. So you're excited about the baseball?
Yes.
So how long you've been playing baseball?
Since I was 2.
Since you were 2? You're a veteran. So you start from, what is it, the T-ball?
So we start from T-ball. So sometimes they allow them to play from 3 years old, but he was lucky enough to have a father who played before.
Okay.
Who probably started him at an extremely young age.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's very beneficial to have, fathers involved, especially fathers who've been involved in the sport.
Yes.
And that's actually something that we are very aware of, that kids who have fathers involved in their lives, whether they have been involved in the sport or not, they are usually a lot better and a lot easier to develop, rather than kids who just come from families with single mothers. And that's not to down anyone who's coming from that background, but it's just to encourage the fathers who are involved in their children's lives to try and be a little bit more involved, come out to the games, come out to practice, because it does make a difference.
Sure does. I know that. Trust me. I always tell people this story. I could count on one hand the amount of things that I missed my 3 children doing in their times in school. If they're only saying, good morning, welcome to our assembly, I was there taking pictures. Anything they're doing, I make sure I went to all their games, went to all their performances. I tried to get involved, PDA, everything, because participate in every aspect of the child's education of the kids who do well. I didn't quite understand what she was saying at the time, but when I figured it out, it wasn't just checking the homework, It wasn't just getting the uniforms, but it's also doing everything else. Tell us about the trip, Coach Wallace.
Well, we went to Houston last week, and it was pretty... we had just went to Houston in November, and we had won the tournament. And I had tried not to go over there arrogant or just thinking that, we automatically got the championship. And I tried to have a mentality that, we want to go over there and do well and play our best and, encourage the boys and step correctly. But at the same time, we got to represent, because we just won a tournament. So we can't come out here and lose our first 2 games and then get sent back home.
Okay.
It's a long ride home for us.
It is.
Those people could go around the corner and head home. So it was, mixed emotions about the tournament, but the boys definitely showed out. They did their best. They played. I saw them pull a lot of heart out Definitely a lot better than, you know, our first few tournaments where they were kind of just throwing the ball around. Everything was done intentionally. We had to, you know, tighten up on the coaching end and make some adjustments while the tournament was going on. But I definitely think the boys showed up and did extremely well. We even had a game where we had to show up to the field at 6:45 a.m. and it was extremely cold. So one thing about these boys, one, they ain't no morning people.
Who is? I'm not.
They ain't no morning people. So they come into the field dragging, wiping their eye. They ain't wake up. We ain't even warming up properly. And not to mention, it was extremely cold.
I can imagine.
So we came, you know, coming from the Bahamas, like our cold is like low 70s,
that's
high
freezing.
60s.
We all
You know, we
bundle
cold.
up, yeah.
But I'm sure it was about like 40, 50. Between 40 to 50 degrees.
Yeah, that's cold
that morning.
for
It was
me,
extremely cold. You know, fingers numb. You can't even throw the ball properly. And that game started off very elimination game too. We were down 10-0.
Wow.
10-0. And there was this parent I heard on the phone, and she was talking to her husband. Her husband actually stayed in the hotel because that was our first elimination game. We would have had 3 more. And she was on the phone talking to him. She was like, yeah, they down 10-0, but Lyndon them got this, man. They coming back now. And I was like, you know something? I know it. That's Jesus you talking to. Because you know, I will say that it was a scary situation, but when the boys woke up, we had the last 2 innings to come back. And we came back the inning before the last inning, it was 6-10, and then we had to come back, you know. We were the home team, so you know we were able to hit last.
Yeah,
and we were able to walk it off. Yeah, 11-10.
Wow,
and that was my biggest highlight of that trip. Just to know that these boys were able to dig deep,
they didn't give up.
Even when you know we had doubts in ourselves. Like they woke up and they took the mantle and they took it over and they showed, you know, we didn't come here just to play a few games and go back home. We actually want to compete and make it known that we want to put a Bahamian flag in the middle of Houston.
Unfortunately, you didn't get to put the flag as the winner. Who did you lose to in the semifinals?
We lost to a team called the Oilers, and they actually won the whole tournament.
Okay.
They beat us like 6-10. If you know we could all go back and you know make 1 or 2 adjustments, I think that game would have been.
Okay.
But you know,
so they weren't that much better than you in terms of talent. They just played better.
I think we definitely could go toe to toe with that team. Super. That team was a very talented team. I won't lie. They definitely surprised me compared to all of the other teams that we faced. They stepped right away and they didn't let up. And I commend them for that. And
team out of Houston, team out of Texas.
Yes, it's out of Texas. Not sure if it's out of Houston, but I know it's a Texas team for sure.
All white, all black.
All white. Yeah, so I think we were one of the very few black teams over there.
Okay.
And we represented very well. The first team that we played, they had a good much black kids on the team.
Okay.
And those they did well too, but you know.
So what was the reception like for the kids? I mean, what was the reception of the people there? Did the people embrace us or they give us a hard time?
Yes, they are. They were always excited to see us. Even some of the teams that we played against, the team that we beat in the championship in November, they were so happy to see us. And they were like, you know, y'all should be playing at a higher level. Like, y'all really doing well. And they're saying that they want to come back to the Bahamas and actually play in tournaments over here. So
that'd be great.
That's something that we look forward to in the future with bringing teams here to have our own tournaments, and that also helps with tourism and the economy and everything.
Yes.
I think that that's something that we can work towards. That's something that we could work towards, definitely making that happen here in this country. And you know, I think that baseball is growing at an extremely fast pace in this country, and we need to many places where development can happen on the island without having to pay or without being associated with certain leagues.
Yes.
And even when you're associated with those leagues, your time is very limited.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are working towards creating more spaces for development and making it very accessible for the common baseball player.
So more like public fields.
Yeah, public fields, batting cages. And I'm personally working on a space where, you know, I could also have some more development being done.
Okay.
And I'm also looking for sponsors to have that done. So you could feel free to reach out.
Give us your Facebook page, and if people want to help us, give us how they can get to you.
At The Baddest Box on Facebook and at The Baddest Box 242 on Instagram. You could also take my contact. It's 433-2559. Feel free to send me a WhatsApp or give me a call if you're looking to assist. And we're also looking for coaches. Like I said, it's very
Always
important
looking
to
for
have
coaches.
some male figures in these kids' lives.
Volunteers.
And, volunteers and, paid positions as well, because we have a lot of travel trips. Coaches are able to get stipends from that. And then the baddest box within itself, we have coaches. We need coaches to come out and help. So, wherever you can lend a hand, if you have any knowledge of the sport, you definitely can be useful. And like I said, these kids need male figures in their lives, because I see myself as a coach, but at times you have to be more than just a coach. Sometimes you have to step up and be a mentor.
Yeah.
You have to talk to these young men and make sure that, their head are on straight, because, as I've been their age before. Some of the thoughts that run through our head, like,
Yes.
If we were to do everything we think about, we would probably be in jail or dead. So, you just got to keep them on the straight and
Keep them
narrow.
focused.
For sure.
And the male figure is important. It's important that we show these young kids that the male figures, there are too many single parent kids with just the mothers there.
Mhm.
And we need to, fathers step up to help other young men. We should be doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mr. Wong, did you make any friends from the other teams? No?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so you look forward to going back on the next trip soon then. So what's next?
So next we have a trip in July.
Okay.
Where it's a little bit longer of a tournament. It's a week-long tournament, and it's 6 games guaranteed. So our other tournament, it was 3 games guaranteed, but we were fortunate enough to get 5 games because we were continuing to win.
Uh-huh.
And that's how tournaments are usually set up, but this one is for the entire week. So 6 games guaranteed, and if we win, hopefully we can get some more out of it. And that would be for this team in particular, that would be their last time playing
Together.
coach pitch.
Yeah.
And they'll be moving up to 10U, so kid pitch. So I'm going to have to start working on some of them with being able to pitch.
Uh-huh.
And, I do have some kids who are still eligible like him, who would still be eligible for coach pitch, but he's probably going to be able to move up with the bigger boys and just get that experience
Yeah.
as a talented young man, because he definitely can hang with the big boys.
Wow, is that good?
Yeah, he is. He's
Wow.
he's very talented
So
kid.
this is the next Jazz Chisholm?
He's the next Andrew Wong, man. He's gonna make
Next
a name for
Andrew
himself.
Wong, make a name for himself.
For
But when
sure.
you get this chance, your next say now, Uncle Pearlie said, I want to play for the Dodgers when I get older, not the Astros.
I want to play for the Yankees.
You want to play for the Yankees? And we're going to beat y'all.
Yeah, but they traded away Juan Soto.
They sure did let him go. How'd you feel about that? That was a bad move. Eh?
You gotta talk, man. They
Yeah,
can't see you.
but he's at the Mets now, so the Mets can be a much better team.
But that's even worse.
That's it. Why is that even worse?
Because Yankees better than the
Mets. You think so? Eh? So you watch? Do you actually watch baseball games? You like to watch the games? That's cool. That is so cool. That's wonderful.
Yeah, man. He's very knowledgeable about the games. Well, he played with me since he was in T-ball, and
Okay.
we had this little 4-year-old in charge of all these like 5 and 6
Wow,
year old. He's
okay.
in the middle of the field saying, "We're playing for 2, we're playing for 1."
That's
This
great. That's great.
squeaky voice little kid.
That's
kid.
great. That's great.
And
But let me let you know who my favorite player is, Mookie Betts. How you know that? I just love Mookie Betts or Shohei Ohtani. They're my 2 favorite players. And then my favorite pitcher is Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going to talk again soon sometime, all right? I look forward to getting you back on the show soon, all right? Where you're playing in July?
So in July we're
Coach.
supposed to be going to Louisiana.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a good trip that we look forward to, and then November would be our
In New Orleans? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
And then November would be our first 10U tournament that we'll be entering. We're supposed to be going to Las Vegas.
Super. Vegas, if you need a chaperone,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll just be down the road, hanging out there. You finish.
Don't tempt me, man. I ain't bring you for truth. Yeah, so that's what's on the agenda for the rest of the year. We do have some camps and some other things in the pipeline as well. So we're working, and we're trying to, like I say, make baseball development a lot more accessible for people who are not only just interested, but people who are already involved in the game.
Okay, super. Well, thanks for coming. I'm so glad to have you. Keep me posted on what's going on.
Will
Let me know what's
definitely.
going on. We get you back on again to talk about some other stuff coming up, and closer to July, we'll talk some more. Any information, we make sure that the public know about it.
Will do.
I like what you're doing. I support what you're doing, and anything I can do to help grow the sport of baseball and help see young men like Andrew Wong succeed.
Yeah, man, for
Super.
sure. Yeah, and just like I said, I'm just happy to be a part of the story. It's good to provide opportunity for these kids to travel and play abroad. My first time being able to go and travel, my parents couldn't afford it, and the team that wanted me to come and play for them, they just paid for everything for me, and that's opportunities I want to provide for these kids. So that's why I always try to get sponsors, and I try to get people to come out and just support these kids as best as they can, because you never know who you're skipping out on.
Amen. Amen. So my special guest today was Coach Lynn Wallace from Batters Box with the super shortstop, soon to be New York Yankee shortstop, Andrew Wong. So happy to have you here with us, and look forward to seeing you in another time. This is Pearly Talking Heads Thursday. Guardian Ready. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we can talk a little bit of some of the moves that have been going on in the NFL. I see my Dolphins made a move. We get into the picks, and we got an interesting Final 15. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Burning you with words for a ransom. What am I look for? Them not gonna say something dramatic and extraordinary. Never see I when I clean, only when I dirty. That's my reason of this long journey. I'm someone good from you can be a rock. Learn to live with it. I am boundaries far who I restrict. Like those who want to kick the bucket. Check it now.
KFC is taking things to crunchier levels with the new barbecue bacon ranch sandwich. Bite into 8 layers of flavor with your choice of a spicy or original recipe. Extra large white meat fillet topped with our premium ranch sauce, lettuce, tomato, smoky bacon, American cheese, and our rich signature barbecue sauce. All placed on a toasted brioche bun. The new KFC barbecue bacon ranch sandwich is here, and it's finger-licking good.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Looking for tech solutions without the hassle? Since 1941, the Armory Company has been the Bahamas' trusted tech partner. From access control and cloud video surveillance to smart home setups and laptop repairs, we handle it all. Need a repair? We've got you covered, no matter where you bought it. Can't find what you need? For a custom solution, visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street with delivery to all family islands. The Armory Company, where your tech problems meet their match.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides for flavor that will make your mouth happy and your feet dance. Order online or WhatsApp hi to 557-3663 to grab your KFC bucket today. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Hey, the one in the throne I'm rule. In the rather say they have not Jah. You don't know, say them they are the fool. Hey, there is no other like Jah. Be wise and not Jah guide. Some can't recognize wicked heart. Must put you down.
I'm trying, Mr. Producer, I'm sitting there trying to listen to the words. I hear something, don't something. Anyway. Me and Naughty can have a little talk about the music. Whoa, some interesting stuff that happened today in NFL free agency. We had Alexander Mattson Since we lost Raheem Mercer to the Raiders, they think Matson, he played with Minnesota last year. I don't know how big I don't know how big a move that is. It's a second running back. I see the Vikings trade Ed Ingram, offensive guard, to the Texans today. The Vikings got a 6th-round pick for him. That's not a bad move. The Chargers signed, the Las Vegas Chargers signed, or is it the Los Angeles Chargers? Anyway, the Chargers signed defensive tackle Deshaun Hand. He was with Miami. Okay, that's a big pickup for them. That's a big loss for Miami. All right, get him a 1-year deal for $3.3 million. It's not a bad move for them. I see the Commanders re-signed wide receiver Noah Brown. That's a good move for them. You get a 1-year deal for $4.5 million. The Raiders signed again. They signed in Raheem Mostert from the Dolphins for $2.1 million. That's a big. But the Raiders take Dolphin players now. The Saints signed cornerback Isaac Viadum. He's getting a 3-year deal for $9 million for $4.9 million guaranteed. Okay, that's not a bad move. That's not a bad move for them. Let's see what else going on. Oh, the Steelers signed quarterback. Yes, that's the $8.5 million deal, $4 million signing bonus. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a backup move or a competitive move, or that's if they don't get Rodgers. The Eagles signed edge Joshua Uche, 1-year term, undisclosed. Okay. The Buccaneers signed linebacker Anthony Walker Jr. from the Dolphins. You get a 1-year term, undisclosed. So we see how that is. Other signings that happened to the Buccaneers signed cornerback Kendall Valdor, 1 year, $1.17 million deal. The Jets re-signed linebacker Jamin Davis. The Buccaneers signed linebacker KJ Bean. Commanders re-signed wide receiver KJ Osborne. Nothing major has gone down yet. No major signings, Nothing for us to jump up and down and have a big thing about. I see that they said that the Rams released Cooper Kupp, so that's interesting to see who the sign work. The Seahawks will sign DeMarcus Lawrence. The Steelers did make an offer to Aaron Rodgers. Says not about money. All right. They didn't say how much they offered him, but they made him an offer today. And I guess that all will come out if he signs. So the Giants and the Steelers battling for that he's holding all these teams hostage. While you got other day waiting to see. So you got Russell Wilson sitting out there, don't know what could happen with him. Because you got to figure out who the Giants want. If the Giants can get Rodgers, or the Giants can get or the Steelers can get Rodgers, and then Russell will end up with the next team. Boy, all I know is, see, you know what you got, but you ain't know what you can get, Miami Dolphin fans. You know what you got, but you ain't know what you can get. We could be in the same predicament because, Mystery Dolphin has been making this noise all the time, but he don't like Tua. We could be sitting right there. That's like the Steelers and the Giants, trying to figure out where we can go and in which direction we can go in. All right? I don't know. I guess that's all the stuff. Nothing major happened yet. No big moves. We can see where Cooper Kupp ends up. We'll see where Aaron Rodgers ends up. I think Aaron Rodgers can end up at the Steelers. I really think that. I don't know if that's good for the Steelers because Aaron Rodgers has been able to maintain his health because he's always had a great offensive line to protect him. The Steelers don't have that. So I don't see that happening. I think Russell Wilson is a better fit for the Steelers. But, that's why we're here talking. And them fellas, they're making the big bucks, making the signings. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing?
What's happening, Pearly?
Hey, Mystery, what's up?
I can't believe the Steelers doing that to Russell Wilson. I can't believe that.
See, I tell you, you know what you got, but you ain't know what you can get.
Right? Listen, don't stop that cry about the Dolphins because Tua is worthless, okay? That's finished.
But be better off right now than the Steelers are. Be better off now.
We know what we have with Tua. Nothing.
Okay, you know what you have with Tua, and I know what we have with Tua. We have a lot.
I wish we could bargain for Cooper Kupp.
Why?
That's what I wish, and let Tua go.
But Cooper Kupp is not a quarterback, so what do we want him for?
I know he's a running back. I know he's a running back.
And then, so all right, let's hypothetical here. Let's say we cut Tua today. Who we can sign? Who we can bring as a quarterback right now that's available for the Dolphins to get?
Russell Wilson.
And you think Russell Wilson will do a better job in Miami than Tua?
99.5%.
But listen, where you is? Let me come by you. I know you got some. I know you have an absolute grand right now.
And bring Cooper Cup.
I know you having something solid to drink. I come in there right now to get some of that.
Nothing. Bring Cooper Cup too.
All right.
I just can't believe the Steelers doing that to Russell Wilson for Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Come on, man. That's just crazy. That's like Dallas giving up Luka for AD.
No, I think it's worse than that.
That's crazy.
That is worse than that because you get at least with AD Dev, if he was healthy, you have a decent player that can help your team make the playoffs. I don't see Aaron Rodgers doing that for Pittsburgh, and a lot of people 5 years ago, yes. 5 years ago, fine, no problem.
Yeah,
but now, a lot of people said, "Oh, he was better. He got a lot better at the end of the season with the Jets." Yes, but his number still was poor.
That's right.
He was terrible at the beginning of the season. He got a lot better at the end of the season, but his numbers were still terrible. I personally don't think he has it anymore. But you and I, this is what you and I can talk on here. They do.
I don't think he has it too. The only thing I could say is selling tickets. That's all I could say.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah,
that's all it could be. Because I think Aaron Rodgers. I think he washed up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
All right,
we'll see what happens. Take time. Okay. Yeah, let's get into the picks. All right, let's see what's going on here. There are not a lot of games. There's only about 5 games tonight. There's a lot of NCAA playoff games going on. Been watching them. VJ Edgecombe, the Bahama boy, playing Texas Tech tonight. Check it out. That's going to be a tough game for Baylor. A really tough game for Baylor. So you should check it out. That game is going to be about 7 o'clock. Texas Tech is a 6.5 point favorite. That's going to be a tough game. Then you get some other games. Purdue and USC tonight. Clemson and SMU. Kentucky, Oklahoma should be a really good game to watch. Oregon beat Indiana today. Georgia Tech lost to Duke, number 1. Duke is number 1. Duke really got a good team. Flag is really, really good. Louisville and Stanford tonight. Like I say, Texas Tech and Baylor. Check that out. Illinois and Iowa should be a decent game. Oh, the game to watch if that's actually going on right now is the Texas A&M game, and Texas A&M is ranked 14 in the nation. Texas is unranked, but Texas is up on Texas A&M right now by 7 points with 7 minutes left in the game. I get hurt catch the end of that. All right, let's get into the picks right tonight in the NBA. The first one we have is the Washington Wizards at the Detroit Pistons. Detroit is 13.5 point favorites. That's pretty steep. I'll take Detroit on the money line. We got the Brooklyn Nets at the Chicago Bulls. Chicago's a 2.5 point favorites. I like Chicago on the points. Orlando Magic at the New Orleans Pelicans. That's a coin flip. I'm going to take the Magic on the money line. And Golden State Warriors hosting the Sacramento Kings, 6.5 point favorites. I like Golden State tonight. And then we got my LA Lakers at the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are 6.5 point favorites. I like the Lakers tonight, and I'll tell you why. That game against Brooklyn, if they play like that, if they play against Milwaukee, they play against Brooklyn, they can get blow out the gym. But I think JJ Redick calling them out, getting on their case. I think you're gonna see a whole lot, a hustle from that team. You're gonna see some pretty decent defense. Vinny Smith is back. Vinny is back. However, I can't remember that backs up his name is back. Hayes is still out. Hashimura is still out. So, but I think you're gonna see some key playing. I think you're gonna see Luka get off. I think Reeves is gonna make up for the bad game he had against the Nets. I think the Lakers take it tonight. Either way, I'm taking the Lakers in the points. Okay? Either way, I'm taking the Lakers in the points. There we have it. That's the day. Thank you so much for the calls, the text. Thank you to my guest, Coach Wallace and young Aaron Wong, super shortstop who was with me today. Great talking. I love talking to these kids, love encouraging these kids. Keep listening. Naughty will be back tomorrow. I'll join him at 5 o'clock. It's been a Talking Heads Thursday. It's been a brilliant day, a cool day, a wonderful day. Loving talking to you. Take care, everybody. Be safe on those roads.
For a ransom, what am I look for? Them not gonna see something dramatic and extra ordinary. Never see I when I clean, only when I dirty. I'm someone good from you can be around this. Yo, summertime you have to learn to live with it. I am boundaries for who I restrict, like those who want you fi kick the bucket. Check it, no other like ya. Be wise and a guide. Some can't recognize wicked heart. Must put you down.
Why settle for the typical burger when you can indulge in the Steakhouse Bacon Whopper at BK? The king is raising the stakes with a masterpiece that combines all of your favorite steakhouse flavors. A juicy flame grilled beef patty topped with A1 steak sauce, crispy onions, savory bacon, Swiss cheese, creamy peppercorn ale with fresh lettuce and tomato. It's a steakhouse experience you can hold. Crafted the BK way. The Steakhouse Bacon Whopper is bursting with flavor. Only available for a limited time at Burger King Nassau.
Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Are you ready to indulge in the islands of the Bahamas? Take off to TCI, hop over to Havana, or fly to Florida. No matter the destination, be with Bahamas Air, the national flight carrier of the Bahamas. Take advantage of our frequent flyer program and exclusive hotel and car deals. Book your flight now at bahamasair.com or visit your local ticket sales office in Nassau or Grand Bahama. Bahamas Air, we don't just fly here, we live here.
We are going places, travel, come see the world. We'll turn the ordinary into extraordinary. Going on a cruise, flying on a plane, will make your dreams come true. For the very best deals anywhere in the world, we're going places with you. We are going places, travel, we're the travel experts. The Caribbean's largest travel agency.
Come into any of our offices or visit us at goingplacestravel.com.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Hey, the one in the throne I'm rule. In the rather say they have not Jah. You don't know, say them they are the fool. Hey, there is no other like Jah. Be wise and not a guide. Some can't recognize wicked heart. Must put you down, burning you with words, power and sound. Yeah, full-time Babylon realize Sizzler is the element of surprise and wicked heart. I must put you down, burning you. What am I look for? Them not gonna say something dramatic and extraordinary. Never see I when I clean, only when I dirty. That's my reason of this long journey. I'm someone good from you can be around this. Yo, summertime you have to learn to live with it. I am boundaries far away.
We're just wondering what's going on in the quarterback front. Honestly, this is turning into its own version of madness. We're all waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision, apparently. And is he going to be a Minnesota Viking by the end of the day? Is that going to happen while we're on the air? Is this entirely possible? Is this what's going to happen? I'm going to stop asking questions we don't know the answer to.
I don't know, man. Or questions you do know the answer to.
Which is what?
That he's going to be a Minnesota Viking.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You know, Diana Rossini and Mike Silver of The Athletic combining on a report saying that he's intrigued by the idea. And that the Vikings are going over their options because J.J. McCarthy is a 22-year-old coming off of a rookie season washed out by a knee that required surgery. Daniel Jones, who they had there as a backup after Big Nick Mullins, he goes to provide competition in Indianapolis for Anthony Richardson. He's not an option. So what are they going to do? You know, what are they going to do in Minnesota? Will they actually have Aaron Rodgers finish his career as a Minnesota Viking? Could it be entirely possible that we see Rodgers complete the triple Favre-Lindy of going from Green Bay to the Jets and then winding up in Minnesota, which was the Jets as a transfer portal because he couldn't go directly from Green Bay to Minnesota.
He wanted to do that.
To exact his revenge on the Packers. Rodgers does not have revenge to extract on the Packers, and he actually went to the Jets for 2 years thinking that was going to be his final stop. So it's not exactly the same, but going from one to the other, never thought that would be possible. And as we're sitting here right now, it's possible. News could break at any moment. You could interrupt me in the middle of this opening segment and go, hold on a second.
Boom.
But
see.
I don't know.
Look, Rich, I always like to say sometimes the story is already written in life, and we're just reading it. Sometimes I kind of feel like this story is already written, and now we're just getting to the chapter.
Are you on something? Like, is that candle burning incense instead of what's happening over there? I don't know what the hell that meant.
Might have got some of that TJ Plus. You never know.
Ayahuasca?
Nah, man. But seriously, I feel like sometimes
Listen,
we already know what's going to happen.
Well, with Rodgers, we do not know. And apparently the only guy who knows is Aaron Rodgers, because the Steelers and the Giants have been waiting on word from him for 48 hours, it appears. You know, Jerry Dulac came on, he's coming on this show. He's as plugged into the Steelers as any other human being on the earth. He's coming in hour number 2. We asked him for some time Monday. He's just like, let's do it Thursday when things are most likely going to be settled. And he's going to come on, and you know, as soon as we say goodbye to him on the Zoom at the top, Aaron Rodgers is going to make a decision.
Feels like it.
You know, unless does he choose the Giants? Does he choose the Steelers? Does he choose the Vikings? All of them have interesting scenarios for him. You know, one would think the Giants, obviously, the furthest away from giving him a chance to get a ring before it's all over. The Vikings are the closest. They won 14 games with Sam Darnold last year. The Vikings have Justin Jefferson to throw to, and Jordan Addison to throw to, and his buddy from Green Bay, Aaron Jones, to hand off to.
11 games in domes.
And a guy named Kevin O'Connell, the fresh coach of the year, who's as great as they come and coaching people up and being a person and being a human and allowing everybody to be themselves and stepping back and seeing the room and reading it and coming up with a game plan that is as quarterback friendly as anybody. And Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure, would love to be coached by him, but there's a kid behind him. Who knows what might happen there? Does he turn the kid into Jordan Love? Which is another crazy-ass aspect of him going to Minnesota. Going to Pittsburgh, he's got a great chance to win a ring there, too. One would think the defense is chock full of stars and people who are more close in his age group than the Jets' defense was. Go play and see T.J. Patrick and Joey Porter's kid doing the defensive thing for him. And then he gets to play in the NFC North, obviously, as a Minnesota Viking, but he does get to do so halfway as a Steeler. They play the NFC North and the Jets. And that's not a bad choice for him. He could win a championship there for Mike Tomlin, who I'm sure he would like to be coached by as well. I'm sure he gets along well with Daboll when he speaks with him, too. It's just, what the hell is he thinking? The question is, where is he right now? And there's a great answer to that question you didn't expect. Go ahead, you can hit it. He's on the beach right now.
Where is Aaron right now?
I mean, by the way, if I lived on the beach, this is what I would do every morning.
Every morning.
Fact.
Every morning, I would just throw on something to keep warm and just watch the sunrise every single day. And that means he's living life the right way. Aaron Rodgers, there he is.
No doubt.
Although it does look like he's appearing in a, is he in the next episode of The White Lotus? Somewhere in paradise, deep in thought?
There is a big cameo coming that hasn't been revealed
yet. Is that
yet.
right? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is that the green and white Lotus right there?
I mean, sad music could have really changed that.
You know what I mean? Or the White Lotus music, where anything that looks like paradise can seem creepy and eerie on the spot. Because Russ is waiting. Mm-hmm. How do you think Russ must feel?
That's a great question.
Right now. Like, his stuff's up in the air because Aaron Rodgers is deciding. And you know what? Good for him. You know what he's doing? He's going to visit Cleveland, which is apparently one of the teams that kind of is in the market for a second quarterback for their quarterback room and maybe a veteran. And is apparently not went there, which is a way of levering to these teams. Hey, if you're making me plan B to plan A, Aaron, I might not be there. I ain't not going to be there. And he means business. He means business when he flies maybe business class instead of private. Because last time we saw him, because he's going from Cleveland to the Giants, last time he actually went to visit the Giants on a free agency tour, it's when he went to the Giants first on the way to Pittsburgh and flew through Newark Airport. And I said at the time, if you are flying through Newark Airport, you are showing you are a working class, I mean business type person. Because you don't do that willingly. Okay? You do not say, you know what? I have the means to fly private, but I just want to see what the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey is up to. You know what I mean? I want to put myself in the care of the Port Authority of NY and NJ. You don't do that, just because. You're showing a true grit. The question is, do we see him in Newark Airport when he goes from the Browns to the Giants? Because if he does that, he means business.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
He already humbled himself once.
He's not going to do it again. He's not going to do it again.
PJ out. PJ City from...
TJ, you may never know.
That's true.
Unless you've actually been to Terminal A at the great city of Newark, New Jersey.
I've been there.
And sampled the Cinnabon. They may have the best Cinnabon in the history of bonds and Cinna.
That's a bold statement.
Bonds.
Cinnabons. Yeah.
Cinnabon.
He likes them glazed, not baked. All right, listen. Kirk Cousins is also an option.
Sort of, not really, maybe.
The Falcons are telling everybody we're holding on to him, which means, they're going to pay him $40 million.
Come get him.
Which, by the way, means they keep him because that's how much he's making on an annual basis on his contract, even though he would cost less this year. But they say they're going to keep him. And this is the intriguing option. The question is, if you're waiting for them to cut him by next week, if you're waiting to see if they're going to pop him on the street and you can get him for the league minimum and you're willing to roll the dice and wait, do you just jump to the front of the line, talk to the Falcons, ask them what the sliding scale of how much money they're willing to eat would be based on the draft compensation you're willing to give up? You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
I'm willing to make sure that I've got a quarterback. I'm not left with a quarterback I'm not terribly into when the music stops, because the music is playing until Aaron Rodgers makes a decision. You just cut straight to the front of the line. And you call up Atlanta and say, I'll give you 3. How much money you're willing to eat and pay of this contract? The only issue with that is you got a kid in Michael Penix, who's still a kid, with an injury history in college, and you don't know how durable he is in the pros yet because he only got a cup of coffee last year. Speaking of which, I've got a fresh one right here.
Wow.
And what if you need Kirk Cousins? And now he's starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or he's starting for, wait for it, the Minnesota Vikings. Because that wouldn't be totally insane either, would it? You welcome Kirk back, and he's at least starting there, and he gets Penixed by the kid drafted after Penix last year.
I wouldn't want that if I was Kirk.
I don't think he's got much of a choice in the matter right now, pal.
That might be true, too.
That might be true, too. That's the current state of affairs in the quarterback market as we come on the air here the first full day of the new league year. Which one would you want if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers? I just named 3.
What about Mason Rudolph?
Well, he just got signed back. He's back in the building.
You know what you got. He's played. He started games for them.
Again, he's not there to start week 1.
I don't think I want the off-field headaches potentially that Aaron Rodgers brings. if I'm Mike Tomlin.
But again, the headaches is what we view of him outside. I'm telling you.
But this is a guy who says it has to be all about football, and he's routinely not all about football.
No, I understand that's
during
part
the week.
I prefer one 45-minute segment on Pat's show that.
I mean, it's other shows.
That doesn't affect It doesn't affect your locker room. It didn't affect the Jets locker room last year, based on everybody I talked to. It didn't. And that shoving stuff with Saleh was 100%, from what I've been told by people that I fully trust. It wasn't him hating on Saleh. It was Saleh being in his grill, and him, telling Saleh, touchdowns for my defense. And he finally did in that Patriot game. And he's like, there's your lead.
I don't know, man. 5-12.
You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Think about some of
It's our way of looking at it from the outside in, from what it's been described to me.
some unique personalities that Tomlin has handled in Pittsburgh over the years. That
like Rodgers isn't going to Facebook Live his speech after a game.
And that stuff never got out.
He's not going to speed in a Batmobile to work.
That is good point.
He might talk about the measles outbreak on ESPN, but you know what I mean? Like,
you have to deal with that. But yeah,
but when it all comes down to it, I don't think it affects the preparation for a game. It really is. It's like he's 41 now. Is he going to be better or not? Is he better than the other options that you have?
But the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the last 20 years at least, have been Mike Tomlin's team. He's been the front and center face of this franchise, and the one speaking and the one everyone turns to and looks at. We saw what Rodgers did to the Jets. He just took over that whole organization the last 2 years.
Let me ask you,
and got him all fired.
Let me ask you this question: He didn't get them all fired.
Woody Johnson, I don't know, man.
He didn't get them all fired. His Achilles snapped. He has nothing to do with that. I understand that he made it seem like he was coming back in his first year there. I don't know how that affected anything. If Zach Wilson had performed actually up to snuff, again, it was some of his play that didn't do very well for the Jets. He wasn't the same guy.
You said the players loved him, right?
From what I have been told.
I'd be worried
if
I was Pittsburgh's front office of this guy coming in and suddenly now you got a split locker room of half the side suddenly are like, this Aaron Rodgers ain't so bad. And now you got mixed messaging.
Yeah,
not with the Steelers, bro.
I don't think so. It's just, is he best for them? And who's going to be next? At some point, the Steelers are going to have to stop. And just one last thing, and then we'll bring Josh Gad out here. Roethlisberger had a local radio show every week that caused every week some form of a fashion of a media question to Tomlin or somebody else in the building based on what he was saying or not saying or passive-aggressively saying. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Like, it was every week. It was fodder for us to talk about. So the Steelers are kind of used to that. And who knows what Rodgers is thinking or going to do if he shows up to a new spot. Does he continue to do what he's doing media-wise? I don't know. You just got to sit here and ask, is he the best option at quarterback or not? Kirk Cousins may not be available. Russell Wilson, you've already seen that movie. Rodgers is an unknown, or a known unknown, to use a phrase from back in the day.
Burning you with words for a ransom. What am I look for? Them not gonna say something dramatic and extra ordinary. Never see I when I clean, only when I dirty. That's why reason of this long journey. I'm someone good from you can be around this. Yo, sometimes you have to learn to live with it.